What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Spring Fever. As always, it's me, XFL, USFL, XFL Jim, talking to you about all things spring football. The big baddie of them all right now, obviously the USFL. The season has gone underway. I missed last week because I was dying. I was dead. But the USFL isn't dead. It's here. We just had week 2, and it was fun. Week 2 was a blast. We had a Friday game, 2 Saturday games, and a Sunday game. I appreciated the schedule, the way they kind of broke that down. I kind of dig that. It lets me absorb football for what feels like longer. I can absorb the USFL for a little bit longer. We're still working on crowd size, so get out there, Birmingham, make us proud, please, Birmingham. Don't make me go daddy mode on you. You don't want me to go daddy mode.
Look, this is what happens when a guy is coming right down in your face.
That's what'll happen. That's what'll happen, Birmingham. You watch the fuck out. But the games were good. We had some really good games. Takeaways being Breakers are really good. New Orleans Breakers are really, really, really good. Love them. Stars still probably have the best offense in my opinion. The Panthers defense is good. That offense is really, really bad. The Maulers improved. Good job, Maulers. Bandits, not where we want to see you. Stallions are still very fun and entertaining. Generals still have a really good run game. And the Gamblers' defense is good, still needs improvement. Those are my takeaways. Power rankings after week 2. At the bottom, we got some Michigan Panthers. They are at the bottom tier right now. They're their worst team. I don't know, like, Shea Patterson's not looking good. Jeff Fisher, maybe at this point, doesn't even deserve his mustache. Just not great. Number 7, I'm going to put the Maulers there. They've improved, but they're still winless. So, not great move right there. Number 6, we're going to roll. I think I got to put the Gamblers at 6. I think I got to put them at 6. It's just... They're not offensively where I want them right now. Number 5, I'm going to roll with the Generals. Number 4, I'm going to go with the Bandits. Yeah, that's a big fall for the Bandits. Number 3, I'm going to go Stars. Number 2, Stallions. And number 1, the New Orleans Breakers. Dave the Wave is about to fuck everybody's dad. That's kind of where we're at right now. He's just going to dip his Colgate dick in everybody.
Look, this is what happens when a guy is coming right down in your face.
I, for one, am here for it. I appreciate it. Moving on to week 3, we have the Bandits versus the Gamblers. I'm excited for this game. This is a get-right game for the Bandits. This is a sort of show-us-what-you-got game for the Gamblers. You want to see an improved Clayton Thorson. I still think he's their best option at quarterback. And you want to see an improved Jordan Ta'amu looking at you. You want to see an improved offensive showing from Ta'amu and the wide receivers after that disgusting performance in week 2. That you need to see improvement from the Bandits here, especially they're the team that has a lot of hype built around them. Then you have the Stallions versus the Breakers. The game of the week, slotted to primetime, moved to Saturday night. I love that the USFL can do this. They can swap their best game. Everyone knows it's going to be the best game. It's 2 undefeated teams. Not only is it the 2 undefeated teams, the 2 best teams in my power rankings, but the fact that one of them is the Birmingham Stallions basically all but guarantees that there's going to be an awesome crowd there that night, and it's Saturday night. It's awesome. The games so far, we are 3 for 3 Saturday games being amazing in the USFL. I think we're going to make it 5 for 5. And I think this is going to be the culmination of all that. I'm very hyped for this game. Super excited. Next up, you have the Maulers versus the Panthers. Basically, the basement dwellers. I feel like these teams are still somehow on opposite trajectories right now. The Panthers still look like they're out of sorts. They look like they're wilding. They look like they're just not looking good. I still don't think Jeff Fisher deserves that mustache at this point. And the Maulers, week 2, they looked greatly improved, especially on offense. They had an actual game plan going in. They fought with heart. They were playing smart. I think the Maulers they could cement themselves as like a mid-pack team. The middle of the pack of the USFL is wild. I think right now we have a definitive number 1 and a definitive number 8. in number 1 obviously being the Breakers, 8 being the Panthers. I don't know what's in the middle. It's all a weird, wild football sandwich, and I am taking every single bite of it. And last but not least, we have the Generals versus the Stars. Two pretty fun offenses, in my opinion. They're trying to do different things offensively, especially the Generals. If they have DeAndre Johnson out there, they're really trying to run it down your throat. In my opinion, they still have the best running attack of any team in the USFL. And the Stars have the number 1 offense overall for me. With Brian Scott looking really good at quarterback, I think this is going to be a high points game. And I think it's going to be a fun way to end the weekend. I'm looking forward. Week 3, go. USFL, the parody's been awesome. The games have been really fun. Just need the crowd sizes to really step it up. By the way, as a side, I'm sick and tired of people bringing up fucking crowd sizes as like a super negative. We all knew the crowd sizes weren't going to be great. We all knew that. Yeah, they could have moved it to a city like, I don't know, you would expect Birmingham to show up. Maybe San Antonio would have shown up. St. Louis obviously would have. I need a spring league to try Colorado. When's the last time one of these spring leagues tried a state like Colorado or Nebraska where it gets cold and there ain't nothing to fucking do? Just give it a shot. Just do it. Moving on from the USFL to the XFL, we have some XFL news. I've talked about the coaches before, but we don't know where the coaches are going. We have like speculation and there's rumors and there's some things that have leaked. Like Jim Haslett to Seattle is leaked via June Jones' Twitter bio, where June Jones himself, the Houston Roughnecks legend June Jones, announced that he would be the offensive coordinator under Jim Haslett in Seattle, which all but confirms there's a Seattle team. It's the Dragons. It's the Dragons. So first of all, to take away from this, I'm just happy that June Jones is with the XFL in any capacity. Yes, I would have loved him to be a head coach. But the fact that he's an offensive coordinator still makes me believe that there's going to be a very high fun team. The run and shoot is just one of the most fun offenses to watch, and the fact that June Jones is here, he's involved, June Jones could definitely get it. He could get it for sure. That offense.
This is what happens when a guy is coming right down in your face.
Just beautiful. He's a beautiful man. And this leads me to speculate what cities we're getting back for the USFL. People have been kind of punching in online. Is Houston going to stay because of the whole Roughneck scenario? I believe Houston is staying. The ones we know for sure, St. Louis is here, Seattle is here. I think we got a confirmation on DC. The ones we're worried about are Tampa, New York, and Los Angeles. So Tampa, it's hard because the USFL already has a team. So do you want to do battle with them there? I think this kind of gives the XFL an out to go to Orlando, which before the AAF rolled in with the Apollos, the XFL, I believe, was trying to get into Orlando. It's kind of been a city that needs a professional team. They're trying to do something. I think they're just going to take the Vipers from Tampa, move them to Orlando, plant them there, and have them just be done with it there. Maybe they'll play at the Bounce House, kind of do a little partnership with UCF. Who knows? The Vipers are still going to be in my heart. I still think they're going to keep the Vipers. They're going to keep the team so they can still keep all the merch. Just move it from Tampa. New York, you're in a tough situation. Obviously, these leagues should have like a New Jersey or New York team for the TV market, but those games were kind of pitiful in some respects, crowd size-wise. I think out of the two teams with the worst crowd sizes in the XFL were the New York Guardians and the LA Wildcats. I'm not sure what the XFL is going to do here. I'd love them to keep the Guardians. I'd love them to keep in New York. Maybe find a different venue, a different place to play the games, just because these bigger stadiums, when you're starting out, the crowd sizes just aren't there. That's when I would recommend just moving to a smaller venue, so a smaller crowd actually looks bigger, and it's a little bit more impressive on TV, since that's what you're really going for anyway, are these TV markets. And the LA Wildcats, I expect to move down to San Diego. That's my assumption. It's similar with the Tampa Bay Vipers and the AAF. I assume the XFL wanted to go to a town like San Diego before, ripe for professional football, and AAF comes in, sneaks it from underneath them, so they moved to LA. I love the Wildcats. I went to 2 Wildcats games when I was living out in Los Angeles. They were a blast. I could definitely see them moving to San Diego. But I think we're still keeping all the teams. Maybe they add a team in San Antonio. I just really don't want them to take a team like the Guardians and move them to San Antonio. 3 Texas teams in a professional league is a lot. That's a lot of Texas. That's a little too much Texas if you're asking me. If you're gonna do something like that, you got to add a team somewhere else too. Maybe do one in the Midwest, like an Ohio team, a Michigan team, maybe an Alabama team. Who knows? That's what I'm hoping for. I just want everything to kind of remain as close as possible to 2020. I want that so bad. That's kind of, anytime people hear me talk about the XFL, I will hold 2020. Maybe I'm looking at it with rose-colored glasses, but I'm holding 2020 on a pedestal. The product that Sam Schwartzstein put out there, I'm giving him all the credit, was beautiful, and I will always remember it fondly. Moving on to other spring leagues, we have the CFL. What is the CFL? There was a little bit of news going on with the CFL. They've obviously got like players and training camps kind of starting up. They're developing some things to make the game a little bit more exciting, a little bit more fun. Some players have been talking about these fans don't want to see punt fests and just like a lot of special teams where it's just 2 downs and a punt, 2 downs and a punt. They want more excitement. So what they're doing is they're moving the hash marks in from as far as they are to make it a little bit more narrow, to give the receivers a little bit more space to kind of flow with down the field. It's good for the game, I think. I'm expecting more stuff to kind of make its way in. The one thing I and a lot of CFL fans, I believe, are worried about is they've talked about sometimes delving into 4-down football, and I like that the CFL does 3 downs. I like the weird stuff that the CFL does that makes it the CFL. Keep your 3 downs, keep your wider field, keep your goalposts where they are, and keep the rouge. Keep it all. I like the fact that you're weird, but I also do appreciate the fact that they're trying to be more entertaining. They're trying to kind of grab some people because we saw the crowd sizes last year. They were down about 3,000 people from where they were even in 2019. They've been on a pretty steady decline. But the CFL, I don't know what they need. They need, maybe it's an advertising thing, but I don't want them to just do NFL light. I want them to stay weird. Major League Football. We still are waiting on a coach, the 4th and final coach. I was holding out hopes that it was going to be June Jones, and that was going to be a really big get for the Major League Football. But it looks like I was reading their weekly newsletter, and it looks like that whoever they had slotted as the 4th coach kind of backed out at the last minute and was just like, I'm out. Stock's at 2 cents. You need to bump that up or something. We're just not getting a lot of news right now. I know some fans are disappointed. They're still saying they're going to be playing this year, and I have all the hope in the world that they do. Nothing would please me more than another football league. At this point, they're not really going to be a spring football league. They'll probably be an early summer football league, which, depending on, like, they're planning on playing in some, like, southern states. If you're playing in, like, Florida in July, you're going to be fucking dying out there. You're going to go to a game in Florida in July? It's rough. I'd do it. I would brave the heat. But I am a psychopath, unlike some of these fair weather fans. Summer football can work, though. Summer football can work. Waiting on more news from Major League Football. X-League talk. My darling, the X-League. We have an announcement. Their summer, I'm going to call it summer. It's really spring. It's May. Their spring tournament is here, and it's coming, and they haven't done it in like 3 or 4 years, and they're doing it again. I'm so happy. I'm so fucking happy that we're getting X-League football. The dream is alive. We'll roll in from USFL. We'll get X-League in there, and I can watch football literally all day. I'm not going to sleep. I'm not going to sleep. I'm so excited. Next week, I'm going to be previewing X-League games. That makes me so fucking happy. And before you know it, we're going to be previewing CFL games too. Fan-controlled football league. FCFL. The other league that's going on right now, like, aside from the USFL, I really wish fan-controlled football is such an interesting thing. It's like a fun... If I were in Atlanta, I would definitely go to a game. It's not something I would travel for, but if I'm ever in Atlanta, I would love to go. It's like the perfect weekend outing. It's great. Just watch this. Check this out. Go for it.
On the edge, gets hit.
Oh, my goodness.
Flipped and still delivered a dime right there to Calvin.
How does he complete this throw?
He's used to hurdling, so he hurdled and then got it up into the air and made sure Calvin was able to catch it.
I like that one, Chase. Oh, man. That looked like one of those animations in Madden.
You tell me that's not a fun thing to see while you're getting drunk on a Saturday night, I'll call you a liar. They have these little booths up there for all the people. It's really cool. You get to see Terrell Owens play. You see Johnny Manziel probably snorting coke on the sideline. FCFL is great, and the production value increase from last year to this year is very noticeable. They've been using that budget. They've been putting it to good use. I like it. I've caught some of the games as much as I can, but look behind me. The USFL right now reigns supreme. FCFL, you gotta, I don't know. I'll watch it when I can, and I'll catch the re-stuff. You're fun. Sometimes the humor's a little cringy, but I always appreciate you. And I love a lot of the players. Shout out to all the FCF players, because you know I got your backs. Love you guys. Hope you're having a blast out there. And it's just fun. Watch more football is just good. Next up, we have the A7FL, America Sevens Football League. Some places have been taking down Stadium, and it's made me sad. But I get over that when I watch things like this. The fact that they post to Twitch and they post like clips to YouTube, it makes me happy. Like this clip right here, this makes me a very happy man. That was just beautiful. That's just pure chaos. That is what the A7FL offers. Pure, unfiltered chaos on a football field. And I, for one, am absolutely in love with it. The only thing, they suffer from the exact same thing that Fan Control Football suffers from. They stream these games. They play these games. Obviously, it's football, so maybe they have to, but they play them on the weekends. And the USFL is going to dominate eyeballs. They're going to dominate everything. The good news is, at least for AF7L, they will play into July, which is I think their championship game is July 10th. So maybe live stream the championship game for A7FL. Maybe there might be a live stream for that. So be prepared. Be prepared. It's a wonderful thing. We're going to find out how to do that. Where to get these guys, because I want to support the A7FL with all of my heart. It's become one of my favorite things, and I love it dearly. Last up, Arena Football, IFL rankings. What are we talking about here? We got the IFL, we got the Indoor Football League. I'm looking at the rankings right here. We're kind of partway through the season. From the Eastern Division, the Massachusetts Pirates are up at number 1, 4-1. The crazy thing to me is you got teams like this, 4-1, but then the Frisco Fighters are sitting at number 2 at 5-1. The fact that these teams play like these weird schedules is wonky to me. Like they've played 5 games, they've played 6, but the winning, like some of the percentage is weird. And the Frisco Fighters I would take in like an actual fight because they're on a 5-game winning streak. They're hot. I still like. Man, it's hard for me to not take. I like the Iowa Barnstormers. Man, it's hard. Sioux Falls Storm has really fallen. They've fallen hard. Man, if I can find a bet somewhere, I still might take Sioux Falls, but I'm crazy like that. Western Division, Arizona Rattlers still sitting at 5-0, undefeated. They're looking good. I caught a Vegas Nighthawks game this weekend a little bit. Clean it up, Vegas. You need to clean it the hell up. That's all I'm going to say about that. The schedule right now, let's see where we got the regular week-by-week schedule. Let's see how that's looking. Give it to me. How many more weeks we got? Oh, my God. They played 19 weeks? Jesus. So their last game is going to be July 16th. That's the last regular season game. I'm dumb. I don't remember if the IFL plays like a playoff or championship game. I don't know how their postseason works. So I will educate myself. I will update you on that next week. But that's all the news I got right now. Last bit, I'm just happy we have so much football to talk about. We have the USFL going on. We have the Fan Control Football League going on. We have IFL going on. We have X League coming up. We have CFL coming up. We have American Sevens going on. We have XFL news. Actual news drops. I'm so happy right now. I love you all. This will be this episode of Spring Fever. Go watch some football. Watch some USFL this weekend. Watch some American Sevens. Watch some FCFL. Let me know. Hit me up on Twitter. Email me. I don't give a shit. Write me a letter of you watching a game, and I will do something. I'm not sure what, but I will do something.
This is what happens when a guy is coming right down in your face.
That's damn right. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. I couldn't help myself there. I couldn't. For those just listening, that was Steve Belichick doing the tongue thing. Where he was like, yeah. Give me a like. Give me a follow. Follow me on Twitter at XFL Jim. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, all over. And follow me on Spotify every week. We got Spring Fever. I got Cooking with Jim. I got so much stuff. I got the gymnasium. Love you guys. Peace out. Mwah. Mwah. Mwah.